let's go ahead and get started. I actually do have a new primer, but it is like a deluxe size sample, and it's actually a matte primer, so I'm not really keen on using it right now. I'm actually wearing a new SPF that I will talk about soon in a premiere look haul, and it's very primer-like, so I technically don't need one, but I am going to go in with this other First Aid Beauty Coconut Skin Smoothie Primer Priming Moisturizer. I really like this one. I don't have a full size, but it's nice. It just gives a little bit more moisture. Okay, let's color correct. Nothing new here. If I can get it open. Same old Jane Iredale. I said that very southern. Jane Iredale. Enlighten 1 concealer. It's amazing what that does to brighten up the under eyes. All right, so let's go into foundation. I really don't have a new foundation that I haven't already talked about, because the only foundation that I've bought lately are the Wander Beauty and the Tom Ford Soleil foundation, which I've done full reviews on. So I did get this one. I didn't buy it. It came with a gift with purchase type thing for Diamond members at Ulta, and it's the Clinique Even Better Makeup. I feel like I have tried this a long time ago, but I don't remember it per se, and I have no idea whether I got the right color. I got neutral, and in parentheses it says MF. Don't know what they mean there, but it says neutral. I'm afraid it's going to be a little too pink. If I remember correctly, Clinique foundations tend to run that way, and the options, like the descriptions, I had to pull my chair up a little bit, on Ulta were not very good for me. So this is what I picked, but we're going to use that. This does have an SPF 15, which is comprised of chemical and physical sunscreens. It's fairly, I mean, this is definitely not a new foundation, so this is not like groundbreaking here, but it's fairly thicker in texture. You can see it's running down, but it's not liquidy by any means either. In the past couple of days, believe it or not, I have been using my e.l.f. sponge for foundation, so that's what I'm going to do. If you are new to my channel, I am typically a brush girl when it comes to foundation. So that blended in nice. We'll have to see once I blend it down my neck how the color is. It almost looks kind of green. So if you have more olive skin, it might work. I'm hoping once I blend it out completely, it won't pull that way. Actually pretty nice. Like, it's blending out really easy with this sponge. I will say I do like the packaging. It's very travel friendly, and I feel like travel is going to be my middle name this summer. I have, I think, 2 full weeks that I'm going to be at the house between now and August 5th. So I'm going to have to pre-film a lot for y'all, and there may be a couple weeks where I only get 1 video up. I know y'all will forgive me, but that's the nature of the beast this summer. Apparently we are a booked family. Okay, so I feel like this color is actually pretty good for me. Let's see how it settles into the skin. This is also going to show up in my premiere look haul, and this is the Osmosis Age Defying Treatment Concealer. I think a lot of y'all have, I know a lot of y'all have asked me about this. I tried this a few years ago, like over 2 years ago, and I remember I didn't much prefer it, but I wanted to give it another go because my taste and skin have changed a lot in 2 years. I'm not quite sure if I picked the right color. I got Silk, and it's pretty light. And I don't tend to go that light under my eyes, but we're going to have to balance it out. This is one of those concealers that has the actual product on one end, and then another end is a moisturizing stick. I keep forgetting to try the moisturizing stick before I put my color corrector on. So I'll need to remember to do that to be able to tell you about that end. But yesterday when I wore this, it wore fine. Like, it was actually pretty nice. So again, thoughts change, skin changes, preferences change, and so far it's working for me. Now, if you like a brighter under eye, this is going to be a good color for you. I just don't tend to go this bright under my eyes, so I may end up getting a different color in this. I think it will work well for me like in the dead of winter, but right now I just feel a little bright. Now, typically this is when I will go into my eye look to let those products sink in, but I am going to do one more cream product, let all that sit in. This is the Bare Minerals Bare Pro Glow Bronzer. Luminous, lifting, and lasting. This is in the color Warmth. They came out with 2 shades, Warmth and Faux Tan. I got this the second it launched. I'm all about like liquid and cream bronzers. I love them, especially in the summer. So this is the color. It is very liquidy. Woo! That's Warmth. It does have a little bit of shimmer in it when you first like look at it, but I don't feel like that really accentuates or comes off on the skin. So I'm just going to dot a little bit. I use this little It Cosmetics brush that I got like free with purchase so many years ago at Ulta, but it's perfect for this kind of product. And I'm just going to press that in. Make sure it really gets up in the hairline. I mean, look at how bronzy that made my forehead. I've tried it with many different foundations, and so far I haven't had any issues with, you know, it picking up the foundation underneath or not working well with them. We'll see how it does with this Clinique. But it's such a natural, gorgeous bronze color. I have been loving this. And I even take it up like onto my cheeks a little bit. I'll just go back in with my sponge and just really press all that in. I think it's going to come a time very soon where I have to plug this little extra air conditioner that I have in this room because it's getting a little toasty in here. Okay, so now that we've got all the cream products on, let's go ahead and move to the eyes. They're going to be super simple. This is actually a look that I had on, I think it was my Tom Ford foundation review, and it was using the new Tom Ford eyeshadow quad in Body Heat. I hauled this and Suspicion in my VIB sale haul, and a lot of y'all have been asking for looks with them, and a lot of y'all requested to see the look that I had on in that video. I'm telling you, it is so super simple. You are going to be amazed. I am loving this one so much more than I thought I would. I thought that the Suspicion would by far be my favorite, and right now, while I still love the Suspicion, this one is kind of coming out on top. Like, I love this one. I love the rosy undertones. We're only going to be working with 2 of the colors, and it's these 2 colors on top. So the first thing I'm going to do is take this color right here, and I'm going to use a Wayne Goss number 18 brush. So let me tell you about these Tom Ford quads, the wet dry formula. What I have found is that they work way better with natural hair brushes. Now, if you are cruelty free and don't believe in natural hair brushes, obviously you can use synthetic. I just feel like the natural hair picks them up the best. So that's what I tend to gravitate towards. So I'm going to take this number 18 brush and I'm going to load up this really pretty like rosy color right here on one side of the brush. And then I'm just going to put this all over my lid. You see like how little goes such a long way with this color. And I'm going to take it up into the crease. I'm going to turn my brush sideways and kind of buff that out. So that right there is like, wow, gorgeous smoky eye. You don't really need anything else. This color is so pretty. I'm going to do the same thing on the other eye. Okay, so that's just that one color buffed out up into the crease. Now I'm going to turn the brush around and I'm going to go into this really pretty champagne color right here, and I am going to put that in the center of my lid. I lay it down with a brush first, and then I will take my finger, rub it in the color, and intensify it that way. So it's mixing with that berry color, brightening it up a little bit, but you still don't lose that undertone. You still have that pretty berry undertone from that first shade. So pretty. Now, obviously, these being a wet dry formula, I easily could have wet them with some Fix Plus or setting spray or something and used them that way. But I feel like the pigment right now is exactly where I want it to be. And I love this eye look. So super simple. So let's go back to the face. I'm going to set my under eyes, and because I feel like this is a little lighter, I'm going to use the Flower Beauty Miracle Glow Satin Powder to set my under eyes, because this one has a little bit of like a peachy undertone, and I feel like it kind of dials down the brightness of the concealer. So first I'm going to go in and make sure there's no creases, which there always are because I have a moving face. And then I'm going to set my under eyes with very minimal powder. You can see my glasses line right there. I know what somebody needs to make. Somebody needs to make a primer that will absolutely make you have no glass lines whatsoever, because that is my biggest pet peeve. Okay, I don't have any new powders per se, so I'm just going to use this Ilia Fade Into You Soft Focus Finishing Powder. No, it's not new to the channel. I've used it before, but I did haul this in the Sephora VIB, and I just realized I also hauled the Ilia primer that came with it, and I should have used that. Let me just lightly set. So I already have that, obviously, that liquid Bare Minerals bronzer. I don't think I need another bronzer, so don't get me wrong, but I'm going to use another bronzer because it's new and it's powder and I want to show it to you. So I'm fully aware before I do it that I'm probably going to put too much bronzer on my face. So I got the new Bare Minerals bronzer, pressed bronzer, in Warmth. This honestly came in about 2 hours ago, so this is a very first impression, but I wanted to show it to you versus the loose version of the same color in case you love the loose version. The loose version didn't work for you, so you assume the pressed isn't going to work for you. Lots of different things, but this is the, and I can already tell a huge difference, honestly. This is the loose powder in Warmth. Oh, they're nothing alike. Nothing whatsoever. And that is the pressed version. So I hope it comes across on screen, but the loose version is much more red in undertone than the pressed. A lot more red. The pressed has a little bit more orange in it. So while I love the loose version, let's see how I feel about the pressed. I'm not going to put a ton on because, so what I'm noticing, sorry, a squirrel moment, is that there's no kick up when you put product on your brush. So anyways, not going to use a ton because I know I already have that other bronzer on. I just apparently really want to look bronzed. And sweaty because I'm sweating because it's hot in this room. So I feel like it's even a different tone than the Warmth liquid bronzer, but I also feel like I like it. So I'm going to use it again tomorrow, like by itself, but so far I like it. Now let's talk about highlight. I also hauled this from Premier Look, and oh my goodness, I wore it yesterday and loved it. This is the Osmosis Highlighting Quad. So it comes with 4 different sections of highlighter. Really and truly, I feel like all of these would work for me. And yesterday I only went in with this one, and this one. But I don't think that one's going to be too dark. So today I'm just going to kind of tap it into all of it. It is pretty powdery, so there is quite a bit of kick up. But it is such a natural glow. It buffs out really easily, as you'll see in a minute. But it's just so pretty. Oh my goodness, it's so pretty. Like I caught myself in the mirror a couple times yesterday, like my side, and I'm like, oh, I'm liking. So that's the Osmosis Quad. I'm going to wear blush that really doesn't match my eyeshadow look, but I am loving it. And it's brand new, so I want to talk about it. This is the Tweed Beige Blush from Chanel. I thought that this was out of stock. This is limited edition. I was able to actually get it on the Chanel website, which, by the way, if you've ever ordered from Chanel, you always get really nice samples. They package it very luxe, and they typically always have either 2-day shipping or free overnight shipping. So I would always suggest going there, especially if there's something you think is sold out everywhere else. So this is a gorgeous orangey, I don't even want to say, I mean, I guess it's orange. like, but lots of highlight. Can you even see it right there? Oh, it's so pretty. I'm not going to use a ton. I feel like I'm going a little overboard on my face today, but I'm sure there's going to be a couple of y'all who have no problems telling me that. Oh, I love this blush. It just gives a little bit more flush of color, but lots and lots and lots of gorgeous glow. All right, I am going to buff out with the Guerlain Pressed Compact Meteorites number 3. So I know a lot of y'all were asking me to give my thoughts on this because the reason I got it was because I wanted to see how it held up in competition with my Hourglass Radiant Light, which if you don't know is my very favorite powder to buff out with. I do it every single day. I've gone through like 3 compacts. I will say if you can tell, it's getting already like a little bit of hard pan up on those top quadrants. Not a huge fan of that. I will say I'm not a huge fan of fragrances in my products either, but I love this fragrance. And I'm not even like a floral person, but I love it. So I'm just going to do all of this together and buff it out. Now I will say I do feel like that this powder lightens my face a little bit. I will say that. While the Radiant Light gives a really pretty subtle warmth to my face without being too bronzy, I feel like this one looks more like powder and, like I said, lightens up my skin, which is not always a bad thing. Sometimes I use foundations that are too dark, and so that will be beneficial. I mean, it buffs out beautifully. I can't say I like it better than my Hourglass. I don't dislike it, but my Hourglass is still number 1 for me. So for those of y'all who are wanting, there you go. That rhymed. Okay, now we are done with the face. I'm going to go back in really quickly, and I'm going to take this pretty berry color and just run that under my lashes on my lower lash line. I mean, this color, you cannot say that color doesn't have pigment. Holy cow. That color is so pigmented and so gorgeous. I am using a Wayne Goss number 20 brush. So again, a natural hair brush. I don't know that I was really planning on going that smoky, but we're going to go with it because we don't have a choice. And then I'm going to go in with this color and do my inner corners. Now, this is a synthetic brush, so I'm going to go back in with that lid brush that we used. Use that. Oh, so pretty. And I'm going to put a little bit up on the brow bone. Now, I know I've talked about this powder before. It's definitely not new. It's the RMS Tinted Unpowder. But if I ever feel like I'm a little too glowy in certain spots, I will take that once I'm done with everything and lightly dust it over the areas that I want to dial down a little bit. And it is a miracle worker. I honestly don't know what I would do without this powder, as dramatic as that sounds. Now, I'm going to do my lashes off camera, but I am going to talk a little bit about the Surratt Lash Curler. Surratt, I just said Surratt. Because, again, I hauled that in the Sephora VIP sale haul. And I've been talking about these outer lashes that keep sticking out. They look awful. I can't seem to get anything to work for them. And my beloved Kevyn Aucoin eyelash curler was not working anymore. So I got this, and I will say it does not open. Like, see, this happens every time. It does not open near as wide as my Kevyn Aucoin. It gets those outer lashes a little bit better, but I still have some that stick out. Look, it's always that eye. It catches for some reason. This one I don't have as big of an issue with, but it makes my eyes water. So I feel like it catches the lashes in this eye that I'm doing now better than it does in the other eye. But I can't say that I think it curls any better than any of my other, like, I don't think it's the best out there. I'm going to say that. I like it, but there's a lot of hype surrounding that lash curler, and I just don't know if it lives up to all of it. Now, somebody, one of you lovely ladies, or gentlemen, it was a lady, I will say that, told me about this eyelash curler from Reveal, and I told her I'm immediately going to order it, and I did. So this is like an individual lash curler. I have been wanting one of these for a while for my kit. I just haven't gotten around to do it. So what I do is I go onto those outer lashes if I feel like they're still not curled, and kind of curl those up a little bit. Doesn't work as well as I would want it to, but it does work well enough, I guess I should say. Let's go ahead and do the lips because I feel like they're looking really bad. And then I will do my lashes off camera and come back and say goodbye. This I also just got in today. I'm not big on MAC collections. I love MAC Cosmetics as a whole, but I'm not big on like having to have all the collections. I think they come out with one a week and it just gets overwhelming. And a lot of the times I don't have any vested interest in the, you know, theme of the collection or anything like that. I got this because I love the color and because I do love Aladdin. I mean, I remember growing up and just watching Aladdin over and over and over again, along with The Little Mermaid, which is still my favorite. But this is the only piece that I got from the collection, and it's one of the lipsticks, and it's called Friend Like Me, which is one of the songs. This is the packaging, and this is the lipstick color. Are you surprised that it's a pink nude? It doesn't look as nude as it looked online, and it has a very cool, almost purple undertone. So I felt like it would go good with this look. Yeah, I mean, it's very pinky purple, and it looks very nude in the viewfinder. And because I don't ever not wear a gloss, this is another new gloss, and it came in the Sephora Favorites Summer Favorites kit, maybe. I talked about it on my Instagram stories. I can't remember, but this is a little gloss that came in that, and it is the #1 Perfect Nude Gel Gloss. Ultra Brilliant Ultra Shine Lip Gel from Sephora. And it's just a really pretty color. I love this formula. Like, absolutely not sticky at all. Very silky. I may have to look into the full sizes of that, but there we go. So let me do my lashes offline. I'll be right back. Okay, do you see what I mean? See those little tiny... I've not tried to use this reveal like after I have mascara on, but let's see if it works. A little tiny bit. Better than it was, but they're still sticking out, but that's okay. Only thing I have left is to take my Beautycounter Brilliant Brow Gel, comb through those brows. So the few remaining hairs that I have left stay put throughout the day. And that's the finished look, using mostly new products. So hopefully you enjoyed. Got some questions answered, little mini reviews on some of the stuff I hauled in the Sephora VIB sale haul. And yeah, I'm liking this look. I really, really like the eyeshadow. So far, I like the foundation, but it's been on for all of 20 minutes, so can't tell you much on that. Love the bronzers, love the blush, love the highlight, love pretty much all of it. So thank y'all so much for watching. As always, be sure and like and subscribe before you leave so you don't miss out on any future videos. And I hope y'all all go out and have a very blessed day.